I study digital media for a while now, and there's one thing that gets brought up consistently in every single class I take, and that's the digital divide.
So, what's the digital divide?
Basically, it's the haves and have-nots. It's those with technology and those without. It's an oversimplified term that ignores a lot of issues, and it's often then given an oversimplified solution. Basically, give them the technology, and there won't be a divide. Yes, clearly giving them a laptop will solve all of their issues, such as having enough food and decent shelter. This oversimplified solution often overlooks one thing, and that's how people use the technology. And it creates a second divide known as the disability divide. Collier studies and Pew studies both support this idea. They both show that technology use among those with disabilities is significantly less than those without. The main issue, they say, is usability. And this is really sad too, because the internet was once considered, and still is considered, a great equalizer for all people.
There are no infirmities.
There are only minds.
Only minds.
Utopia?
No.
No. The internet.
As Bergstoller puts it, poor design erects barriers.
So how could it be the great equalizer if not everyone can use it? You think that they would have noticed something like that early on?
Well, they sort of did. The first affordable commercial computer was the Macintosh, and it had a graphical user interface and a screen reader.
Hello, I am Macintosh.
Okay, well, isn't that a good thing?
Yes, but the screen reader was implemented 11 years after its original design, so it wasn't even considered while the Macintosh was being developed. This was an accommodation, and that brings me to the medical model. The medical model basically states that people with disabilities need to be fixed and that they need to have things accommodated to them. It's really an idea that supports the idea that those with disabilities are inferior to able-bodied individuals. So to combat this, there's the social model.
I'm disabled by the world around me, and if the world was more accessible, I would be less disabled, and then I would just be left with my impairment, i.e. what doesn't work.
This is the model that should be used when designing technology. And this brings me to universal design.
The idea behind universal design is simple. It's that everything, whether it's a cell phone, a computer, or a playground, should be made so everyone has equal access to using it.
Universal design is awesome because it benefits everybody. Anyone, regardless of ability level, can use a product that's been designed universally.
If universal design is so special, how come I don't see it more?
Actually, you do. There's a lot of ways that digital technology is already incorporating universal design. Things like screen readers, being able to zoom in, talk to text, all these are examples of universal design products. Universal design benefits everyone.
So, what's the problem?
The problem? We could do a lot better.
Really? Come on.
Yeah, Jennifer? Really?
So what kind of access challenges might there be? Physical differences, sensory, cognitive, learning differences?
Braille keys.
Braille labels on computers for blind users.
Put it under the screen, and you can change the size with the center knob.
Large print key labels. For people with mobility impairments, you could provide a trackball. Provide text alternatives to graphic images.
All of these products are great, but they're still more like accommodations rather than examples of universal design. There are still issues that we created that are a part of the technology that we designed. For example, people with mobility issues might have trouble using a keyboard, a mouse, or clicking small links on a website. Those with colorblindness might have issue reading some websites. So why isn't there a readily available, easy-to-use tool that allows you to change the color of a font on a website? And those with learning disabilities can often find websites to be very confusing and cluttered, and honestly, I do too sometimes. So why isn't there some kind of tool or device that just allows everything to be decluttered and clearly read? In video calls, such as on Skype, they're fantastic, but those with speech and hearing impediments might have issues using them. And finally, attention-grabbing ads. They're obnoxious to everyone, and even more obnoxious to people who might have epilepsy. So clearly, there's still a rather long way to go.
So, why do I care? Why do I care?
Because universal design is awesome, okay?
And so universal design will include everyone. It'll include our neighbors, our brothers, our sisters, our friends.
Universal design is important, especially in context with the internet, because it still can be an opportunity machine. I mean, I have trouble imagining my life without the internet right now since I use it for class and applying for jobs and all of that stuff. I mean, how else are you supposed to find out how your friend's study abroad year is going unless you have the internet?
So, what do you want me to do about it? Ice bucket challenge, duh!
It's not not what I was going for, but maybe. Part of the battle is awareness. Rowan, Greger, Sloan, and Booth acknowledge in their article that half the time it's just designers aren't taking universal design into account. And so yeah, awareness is part of the issue, and rising that awareness can be a fight that you can join. Rowan, Greger, Sloan, and Booth also have a product that tests the accessibility of a product, so yeah, testing your product.
They need to look at the project from the perspective of the end users. So who are the end users and what do they need? Well, a great way to find out is to involve the end user in the process through things such as focus groups, where we ask them what they think.
And finally, Hollier says that government legislation is huge in the development of universal design, so lobby for more policies on universal design. The internet is a fantastic tool, and I couldn't imagine my life without it, because it is a part of my everyday. I use it for class, my job, to keep in touch with friends, doing research on complex issues much like this one. Shouldn't a tool like this be readily available to everybody, regardless of their age, sex, race, income, education, and especially their ability level? Go universal design.
I get it. Totes my goats. Universal design for the win.